Hi, I'm Meredith Sisnet. Welcome to the Morning Glory Podcast with Meredith. Today's guest is a visionary leader whose passion is transforming the lives of young girls. Chelsey Barnes is the founder of LeadHer to Purpose, a powerful program committed to helping girls discover who they are, strengthening their confidence, and stepping loudly into their future. Chelsey, welcome today.
Hello, Mayor. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I know your time is very busy and you have a lot of things going on. You're juggling a lot of hats. So I really, really appreciate you being here today.
Of course, and I really appreciate you thinking of me and providing this platform for folks like me to come share our story.
Yes, of course. Of course. So we're just going to jump right in so that we can tell the viewers about you and the wonderful work that you're doing. And I am so excited. So let's start with your inspiration. So, can you please share with our viewers what moment or experience in your life made you realize a program like Leader to Purpose was necessary and needed to be birthed?
Yes, I appreciate that question. So I've always worked with youth. Literally, my first job was working at the YMCA, and I always worked with the youth at my church growing up. But it wasn't until I became a mother and you realize there is no rule book, there is no guide, and you think about the ending results and where you want your daughter to be or your child to be. And as I was trying to navigate the different avenues, I was like, if I'm struggling, I can only imagine how many other mothers have been faced with the same challenges. And I was like, hey, why not take my youth advocacy and development skills and focus on young women empowerment? So that's really where it stemmed from. Shout out to Fair Faith because she really inspired me to develop Leader to Purpose.
I love that. I love that. And then can you tell me a little bit about your program and the different components that you have and how it helps girls in the community?
Yes. So Leader to Purpose is a nonprofit organization whose goal is to ensure that girls are empowered to be world change makers and leaders. And we do that by providing two different programs. We have Rooted and Rising, which is a collaborative program where we work not only with the young girls, but with their caregivers. And we use caregivers on purpose because in today's world, in 2025, the traditional mom, dad, and children dynamic is not the same. So we feel as though whoever is working and raising these young girls, we want to work with you too. So we have Rooted and Rising, where we provide the various workshops. And then we also have Bloom Academy, where we work literally directly with these young girls, providing them with weekly mentorship opportunities that is designed to cultivate their leadership and identity.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So you were mentioning some of the struggles that are happening in the community and how you're providing resources so that these young girls can be successful by receiving the tools from your program.
Yes.
So, thank you for doing that because they say it takes a
It
village, and
does.
having these type of programs
Yes.
is really critical to our community.
Yes.
And so, can you tell me what are some main struggles that you feel or that you see on a day-to-day basis with some of the young girls, and how does your program address those issues?
Yes. So, like any youth, I believe that the culture and social media is the biggest challenge, right? A lot of our um, young folks look to social media to figure out how and what they should be. And because the positive message is not really publicized, right? It's more about what you look like and how many followers you have, but not what's inside. And I feel like that is what's lacking. And that's what we really do instill in our young girls. It's not, yes, you can be beautiful on the exterior, but who are you inside? Do you know who you are? What type of impact do you want to make in the world? So I would say social media is our biggest challenge, y'all. But we do our best with providing our girls with the true intentional work that they need to do within themselves.
Yes, yes, that's so true. And social media has such a huge impact at such an early age.
Yes.
And so when you think about social media and you think about role models out there, like, do you feel like the young girls have any good or positive role models that they can, choose from or use as an example? Is there anyone that stands out to you?
Hmm. That's a great question, Mayor. And the unfortunate piece is that I can't think of anyone that just instantly comes to mind,
Right.
per name. Now, there was the young girl from Blackish. I forgot her name with the little glasses. She grown
Yes,
now,
yes.
but if you follow her on Instagram, she posts a lot of like positive material and things of that nature. But other than her, a lot of these girls look up to Lotto and Sexy Red.
Yes. Right, right, right. And so, like, who are some of the young role models that you had when you were younger that you can think of that really that you like to emulate? It could be bad, or like maybe now, like when you're thinking about it, like
Right.
after the fact. But who was somebody that you saw that was really impressionable to you during your youth?
Yes, so just externally, right? Cheetah Girls was popping when I was growing up.
Okay.
So I think about Raven and I think about
Yeah.
3LW when they were on Cheetah Girls, right? But I'm like, oh,
Yes.
that's so cool to be in a girls group. But when I think about not on television, because social media and television was rare in the 90s, so it was
Right.
you literally got to make those connections with people in person. So I think about Pamela Houston, who was our youth program coordinator at my church, right? Because she was there with us, she showed us the way. She really demonstrated through her actions and her lifestyle, and I always saw her giving back. I always saw her ensuring that we had opportunities. She was always taking us places, and exposure is very key. And I believe that she provided that for us.
Yes, I remember the Cheetah Girls. I don't know
Yes.
which movie it was, but they went to Spain.
Yes, they
And I
did.
have been wanting to go to Spain ever since I saw that. That was a remarkable movie.
Yes.
And I love the sisterhood.
Yes.
And it showed also like you can be really close. And when you have misunderstandings between girls, which happens very often, like
Right.
how that affects friendships.
Right.
And so thinking about that, they say birds of a feather flock together,
They flock
right?
together.
You've heard that.
Yes.
So what are some ways that girls can cultivate positive friendships?
Yes. Oh my gosh. With my mentor group right now that I'm doing at a school, they run into so many catty issues, and it's really teaching them. I do believe in the golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated, but also identify when someone's treating you in a way that you wouldn't treat them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the way I work with my young girls in identifying healthy friendships, right? And I emphasize healthy because you can be friends with anyone. But what does a healthy friendship look like? It looks like we're both giving, we're both pouring, we're both loving, we're both positive.
Yeah.
And I teach them, if someone is not pouring and being positive to you and speaking life into you, that's not your friend. Helping them identify, what does bad friendship look like,
Yes.
right? Because I feel like us as Black women, we're always like, no, love us, be our friends,
Yes.
things like that. And we have to recognize that not everybody deserves that piece of us. So being able to, I allow them to tell me what's going on. Oh, she did. She didn't want to hang out with you, but she wanted to hang out with that friend. But why?
Yes.
Allowing them to talk to me open-endedly and asking them open-ended questions to make them think, and then ultimately they end up being like, hey, you're right. That wasn't a good experience. That she was mean to me. I don't want that type of person in my life. And honestly, these 5th graders and 4th graders are wise beyond their years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They're able to identify. But I think that working with our young people to help them understand that you don't need other people to validate who you are.
I love that. I love that. What that makes me think of is discernment.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
So we want to teach the girls to use their discernment when they're
100%.
choosing their friendships,
Yep.
when they're choosing the people that they want to spend their time with,
Yes.
when they're choosing who they want to be. Because, like, who you are spending your time with, who is influencing you, really says a lot about your character.
Yep.
And it also, they say, like, a person, even an adult, you are influenced by is it the 3 people or the 5 people that surround you? That says a lot. I think
Yeah.
it's 5 people
Yeah.
that surround you that really influence you. And so, can you talk a little bit about discernment and how girls can use discernment in making choices with their friendships?
Yes, it's that whole follow your gut. Your gut never steers you wrong.
Yes.
You can ignore it all you want, but that weird feeling
Yes.
in your gut
Yes.
is discernment.
That quivering.
That
little-
quivering, that like, hold on, what is that?
Yes.
It's your gut telling you no ma'am.
The butterfly.
Red flag. Yes, it's definitely helping you identify what is for you and what is not.
So, speaking of flags,
Yes.
talk to me about, like, what are
Lord.
some green flags? Yeah, we're talking about flags. Yeah, not in relationships. We're talking about the young girls.
Right. Young girls only.
That's another podcast.
Yeah.
We'll get to next. But yes.
Yes.
So, like, talk to me about, like, what are some green flags? What are some red flags? Just a couple, top level of what a young girl should think about when they're determining, is this a friend of mine? Is this somebody that I should continue talking to?
What is your body telling you? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel tense?
Yes.
Are your shoulders relaxed while you're with that person? Like as you're talking to them, do you feel as though they're actually listening? Do they want the best for you? Because we always want the best for people most of the time, when you're friends with someone, right? And you're willing to give and you're like, yes, be great. But are you receiving that on the other end?
Yes, reciprocal.
Reciprocal.
Yes.
Right?
Reciprocal friendships are very important. You should not be
Yes.
the only person giving. It's a give or take, and that's how you know
100%.
that you have a really good relationship. I love that.
Yes,
That's
for sure.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful. So now we're going to talk a little bit about self-esteem,
Yes.
right? The foundation.
Yes.
Self-esteem. So I remember self-esteem being a huge component. Many of the choices that young girls make have to do with their self-esteem and how they feel about themselves. But we're going to kind of pivot into what family members can do when they see that a young girl is kind of going down into a dark place
Yeah.
or not feeling body positivity.
I think that our village is important because a lot of these young girls pick up from what they see and what they experience, just naturally. So even before the girl gets to the dark place, it's very important for us as their village to start uplifting them from yay high, continuously providing affirmations and telling them how smart they are, how beautiful they are, and things of that nature. And when you get to that, when you see your child or your daughter getting to that dark place,
Yes.
conversations, you got to know your baby. You got to have those conversations with your baby so that you can get those cues to figure out, like, what is the root cause, right? And once you identify what the root cause is then working backwards. Okay, little Emily is really getting to my girl, but let me pour into my daughter so that she understands that we can't allow anyone to try to tell us who we are.
Yes.
Because we know who we are. How do we ensure that our daughters know who they are on the inside and it's unshakable? And I believe that's only possible by those positive affirmations, but also the actions behind it. You can tell someone they're smart. You can tell someone they're beautiful, but what are you doing to backing that up? Are you providing them with opportunities to support that?
Yeah.
Are you providing them space to be vulnerable and talk to you and tell you some of the challenges that they're having? I think that it's a package, right? It's not just my daughter's in a dark place. I'm just going to give her 2 affirmations. She's going to come out of it. No, it's a process. You have to figure out what brought her there and then work backwards to bring her out.
Wow, I need a hug just talking about this. I love that. Yes, so
Yes.
it does. It takes a village. Having the aunties, having the
Yes.
uncles, having the elders, having the youth.
Yes.
Everybody working together and just like paying attention to little Keisha. If she just seems a
Yes.
little off today, maybe
Yes.
she's a little quieter, maybe she's not as engaged. And just I'm hearing communicate, just like
Yes.
communication, maybe listening,
Yes.
and offering support in that way so that they feel that they have a safe space to share.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I think the biggest piece is making sure that they feel seen and heard as well and validated.
Yes.
Because we're adults. So we're like, you're upset with Jessica because she didn't want to play with you today.
Yeah.
But that's big for them.
Yes.
They're not dealing with our kind of issues. Jessica not playing with me, and I've known Jessica since kindergarten is a big deal.
Yes, no, that's
You
true.
know?
Yeah, that'll ruin your whole week.
Yeah, that will ruin your whole week. They will be
Yes.
sad,
Yes.
So being able to like validate their feelings is very important.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about your program and some of the challenges that you have. And specifically, like when you come across any challenges from building this program, how has that led to your personal growth?
Woo. They say you do not grow in your comfort zone. And God was like, baby, you ain't never going to be comfortable. So yes, I faced numerous challenges. And I think the hard part is that there's not a lot of folks in my family or close in my circle that has taken this leap of faith to like start an organization or a company. So it's like literally figuring, not that they didn't want to, or they didn't have the skill set, but taking this leap of faith is like you're out on your own. Thank God
Pioneer.
you're a pioneer, right?
Yes.
And granted, like you said, birds of a feather, like thanks to Ali, I met you. And I have some amazing women now in my life that encourage me, that pushes me. But I think the biggest challenge is like feeling alone in it sometimes, and it's not a great feeling. I would say another challenge with this organization that I've been faced with would also be technology, Lord. Shout out to content creators.
Yeah.
Y'all doing a dang thing because it takes me about an hour. But also building trust, right? I am a transplant to Austin, originally from California. I am expanding my network and things of that nature, but you have to earn your trust in any community that you're in.
Yes.
So yes, what I do is amazing, but folks are like, but who are you as a person? I don't know you.
Right.
How am I supposed to trust you with my daughter? How am I supposed to trust you with me? How am I supposed to trust your expertise? So really being able to earn the trust from the community has also been a challenge, but I'm gonna overcome it though.
Oh, you have overcome it. Oh, with flying colors.
Yes.
Yes. Shout out to Ali, the
Yes.
African American Leadership
Yes.
Institute. Yes, they are doing wonderful, wonderful work in the community with leaders all around Austin. It's a great program for transplants who have just moved here to Austin.
Yes.
And for longtime Austin residents such as myself, it's a great bridge to connect people who are just moving here and people who have been here. And so that you can combine your ideas, your
Yes.
ambitions, collaborations such as this.
Yes.
Also, what I'm hearing is you have to have a lot of faith when you're the
Girl.
first person in your family. We have a pioneer woman amongst us. I personally know that faith is very important to you.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, how has faith helped you in some of your challenges? And if so, how do they apply to your curriculum?
Yes. So my faith is real. God is real in my life. And Leader to Purpose is a prime example because it literally started off just as an idea. And then with my faith and belief and also my drive, I just kept pushing. And I'm like, God, if this is what you want me to do for your kingdom, make a way. And he did. Like, the first grant I got, many people was like, wow, the first grant I ever got was like $500. I was like, oh,
Yeah, talk to me a
okay.
little bit about the grant.
Yes. So I myself and one of my other Ali sisters, Bree, shout out to Bree.
Yes,
Love you, girl. Elizabeth Gay
Breezy.
Foundation. We went in and created a program, Rooted and Rising. It is a collaborative program. And I remember just sitting at Arriba Abajo,
Yes.
okay, by the pool. And I was just telling her, like, hey, I think I want to start this organization or whatnot. And she was like, girl, I just prayed about it. And I told God, if he want me to keep my foundation going, he needs to make a way. And then here you go. You know what I'm saying?
Timing, yes.
Timing was everything.
Yes.
2 weeks later, the St. David's grant dropped around mental wellness. And I just knew it was for me. I remember telling you, like, oh, this is mine, Mayor. Like, I've never been so confident on something ever in my life. And I had a meeting today. They said over 268 organizations applied. And they gave it to little old us, our first grant ever.
Yes, but you're big.
it's-
You're big.
You know, and
It reminds me of
God's
New Jack
bigger.
City. Yes, they say the world is yours.
Yes.
I mean, Chelsey is someone. When she puts her mind to something, she tackles it. She grabs it with both hands, and she just goes 100% full throttle. Anything that you touch, you just do an amazing job. I'm so proud of you and all the things that you're doing. So now I want to take a look back into the past. You know, this is the Christmas season, and you know how they have those movies where they go back to when children or when adult is in their childhood. So if you were looking back in time at baby Chelsey, what would you say to her today?
It will all be worth it.
Mm.
All the experiences, all the hurt, all the trauma, everything you've gone through will all be worth it.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yes.
So please take a moment to share, what would you like the girls in your program to take away after experience leading her to purpose?
Yes, I want my girls to truly understand that they can be world changers. And I say world because we're not limiting it to the United States. Okay?
Yes.
Anything that they put
Worldwide.
their mind, worldwide.
Global.
Whatever you put your mind to, you will accomplish. And I think that's why, I know that's one of the reasons why I'm big on exposures. I literally take my girls to various different workplaces. Baby, you want to be an entrepreneur? Cool. Let me show you what that looks like. You want to work in STEM? Let's go. We can go to Canva. We can go here. We can go anywhere. I want you to know that you can do it and you belong here.
Yes,
You know?
the visualization piece is so important. I use visualization, you know, in my own life, you know, adults, like that's something that never stops. I mean, even, you know, taking a trip to Mount Bonnell and seeing those beautiful homes and, you know, asking yourself those questions, like, how can I have one of those homes?
Right.
You know, how can I have that car? How can I have that boat? You know, I want to live on the lake. And so I love that you're using that concept with girls and ensuring that they're seeing what they can be.
Yes.
And so I have a final question for you. If you could speak directly to a girl listening right now who feels unseen or unsure of herself, what would you want her to know?
If she is feeling unseen and unsure of herself, I would like this young girl to know that this is just a moment. It's just an emotion right now. And I would want her to know that she is greater than anything she can imagine. And that she will have the support that she needs. Just keep going.
I love it. I want to sing Greatest Love of All.
Greatest
It's
love
still
of
the
all.
greatest love. Yes, so Chelsey, please, thank you so much for being here. Please tell people how they can reach you. Please give, please share your website information. Please share your email, any upcoming events that you have.
For sure.
So please just share with everyone that information on how to reach you so they can grab onto this wonderful program.
Yes. So on all platforms, it is LeadHer to Purpose, LeadHer, one word, to Purpose. And that is on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And my website is www.leadertopurpose.org. And my email is chelseabarnes@leadertopurpose.org. So it's Leader to Purpose, y'all.
Yes.
Just tap in. And I do have an amazing event coming up on February 7th. It is a launch and listen to learn more about my newest program, Rooted and Rising, brought to you by Leader to Purpose and the Elizabeth Gay Foundation. And you will see more marketing materials and invites coming out soon. And I really hope to see y'all there.
Chelsey, thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. But not only that, but pouring into our young girls, into our community, and creating and cultivating beautiful leaders of today. Thank you so much.
And thank you for having me, Mare.
You're welcome.
Love you, girl.
You're welcome.